I'm happy Chief Fasheun ended his talk by saying that many people who started the race with him in, well, some maybe not in 83, but I know for sure in 93 or so they joined in, and throughout from 93 up to last year, they were very vocally in support. They were in fact demanding a national conference, but have now turned court for political, partisan reasons, not for ideological or developmental reasons, not for populist reasons, not because they have now had a eureka moment of revelation that says to them, national conference will not be a blessing to the Nigerian peoples, but just because it is not going to be politically in our interest for X person to take the initiative and the credit for having initiated the national conference. Now, whether that is the best way to go about life, whether I should stick a knife in my son because he is a dullard, even though I had always fed him, sent him to school, but because somebody now aspires to be the best and I want to support that person, my son therefore is no longer my son. Whether that is how life is supposed to be led or lived, I do not know. Whether we should sacrifice our future just because of petty, myopic partisanships, I do not know. But I know one thing for sure. Sir, Chief Sir, unfortunately, sir, I felt so very embarrassed and I felt so very sorry that I came in a bit late. I would have requested that I be allowed to speak first. A lot of what you were saying, sir, are falsehoods that have been put in the media. I'll give you examples, sir. One, we have not decided that ethno-regional subgroups will not be the major drivers of this business. If you read through the modalities that were announced only on Thursday, in fact, I kept saying to people, don't enter into any debate. Hold your horses. People are just debating about falsehoods. For example, this morning, just this morning, the APC's Lai Mohammed, my very good friend, has said that, oh, we are now justified, we have indicated. You see that the president is going to nominate the majority of members to the place. So it's definitely going to be Jonathan's conference. Yes, it's going to be Jonathan's conference. It's the man that convenes the conference that plans the name of the conference. It will be Jonathan's conference if you want to give it a name. But it's not Jonathan's conference as to who is driving it. Jonathan is going to nominate, that is accepted and published number of nominees, 65 people out of 492 people. That is 13-point-something% or less. If I am convening a program, and anyway, who says the federal government does not have a stake in Nigeria? Civil servants. Some of these nominees are just civil servants, ex-military officers, ex-senators, ex-House of Reps members, ex-local government chairman, are these people not Nigerians? These are Nigerians who have held the reins of power directly or indirectly. Should they not be involved It's like me now. If I were not here at this point, my learned chief and respected mentor may still not be aware of the fact that it is a calculated agitprop of misinformation, disinformation, and non-information, which I don't blame them too much for. I lay the blame squarely at the foot, the doorsteps of the presidency, because it is not doing enough of what it's supposed to do. Keep the people informed. I mean, if you want to break out, even people don't know what the presidency is doing in terms of development. And that is a pity. But concentrating on the national conference, one or two things need to be made very clear. Presidency of, I don't know, I know Chief Fasheun knows Senator Femi Okoromu. Senator Okoromu, in Yoruba they will say, Kishe Jaro. He's not an easy fish to crack or to deal with. He has ended up becoming sort of an acolyte of the president, you know why? Not because he has changed what other stands he had, but because each time we took things to the president and we expected resistance, the man would say, is that what the people asked for? And we say, yes. He said, do it. And I want to now straight away disabuse our minds concerning why the ethnic nationalities have not been made the only source of representation in this conference. It will interest you to know that when we got to Sokoto, first of all, we are all aware, sir, that the northern hemisphere of this country had been virulently opposed to a conference in the first place at all. Chief Fasheun is one of our elders of the Nigerian National Assembly Group also. And we have at different meetings tried to fashion out ways we will be able to overcome this. But during our consultations, sir, we were, well, pleasantly shocked that the northern zones were even better organized than the southern. Because the people now decided, okay, so Jonathan is going to hold this conference. Now it's a fait accompli. Therefore, how are we going to dominate the conference? They now were bringing presentations. Every presentation in every zone of the north was of the same ilk. Now there's nothing bad in that. You are supposed to organize yourself. The better organized you are, the better your chances of winning. So the North organized themselves well. And one of the decisions that they brought out was, okay, we demand an ethnic nationalities conference. All of Yoruba land is one ethnic nationality. They will have one representative. All of Igbo land is one ethnic nationality. They'll have one representative. In Jos, you are all one representative. In Taraba, we have 50 ethnic nationalities, 50 representatives from Taraba alone. In Adamawa, we have some. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the reality we were faced with. All of us I had for years, for decades, been shouting for an ethnic nationalities conference. I had to start shouting that no, we're not going to have an ethnic nationality. Because it was clear this was a calculated ploy to dominate the process. But they were not cheating. All they had done was take our game and get better at it. They were being strategic. And that is one thing I think we have not been in a lot of ways. Even where individuals, I am not a politician and I've never been politically correct, even when individuals like Bola Tinubu, my very respected senior, have come against this process, I have asked directly and indirectly, I've asked him, do you realize that what you are doing is not strategic? Do you realize that you are damaging the very Yoruba agenda that you have professed for so many decades? When members of the Patriots, my respected leader, Professor Ben Mwabwezi, insisted that we would have no national conference unless the agenda would revolve around discussing the Patriots' draft constitution, and that anything else would be short of what was best for Nigeria. And we said, sir, that is not a national conference. A national conference, we thought, was for people to come in, pour in their thoughts, and then we derive what we can out of it. And we had all kinds of in-house sabotage. My respected in-law is my Utomi, my respected son, Chief Asemota, both worked against the committee. And we only found out too late, but we had to work around it strategically. It is clear that if we hold an ethnic nationalities conference and we wanted to have a basis of equality, we would have to weight it by population. Unfortunately, Nigeria's population censuses have never in any way attributed population to tribes or ethnic nationalities. That the ethnic nationality called Yoruba, independent or autonomous ethnic nationals. And we refuse to be subsumed under Kanuri, Fulani, Hausa, or any such group. In the Federal Capital Territory alone, we had